Good morning, my crafty friends. Happy Monday to everybody. Today I have a design team project to share for my Crafty Boutique. And I had shared this digital file on my last couple of videos, I believe. It's called Haunted Night, and you get a set of beautiful papers, and they are in 8.5 by 11-inch format. You get 16 of the designer papers, and then you have some ephemeras that I'll share some of them with you on my project today. And she also includes 6 journaling cards. And if you missed my video, I will leave the link in the description box if you want to check out the whole downloadable file. And I will leave the link to her shop. So let me go ahead and share with you guys what I created. Okay, so when Louisa, who is the store owner, when she sent me the downloadable file right away, I had lots of ideas running in my head, but one of the ideas was to create a junk journal. And this is something that has been on my to-do list, but I just haven't really done it because the binding kind of intimidates me a little bit because it's sewn. But surprisingly, this project came together pretty quickly, and I had so much fun creating it. And what better way to showcase her papers, her digital papers and ephemeras. So let me go ahead and share with you guys. This is what I came up with. At the end of the video, if you'd like to stick around, I did record my process. So if you're curious as to how I put this together, I do have a process at the end. But I really love the way how this came out. I have a belly band around it. I sewed the spine. And just keep in mind on my process, I'm a little bit out of frame, but I will show you how to stitch the spine later on. So I did use this belly band because I knew that once I decorated this was going to get pretty chunky. Sorry about that, I had to refocus. The belly band is made out of a headband that I got from Claire's, and I also put a rosette, black rosette, and then this purple sticker here. It looks metal, but it's actually from the Dollar Tree. And then I have 2 spiders here, which are from Michael's. They're just plastic spiders from a previous purchase. And here's the cover. I didn't do too much with it because I absolutely just love it the way it is. I couldn't really cover it up because of the beautiful design. And I did with a couple of brads to hang this spider web with a spider dangle or charm, which was gifted to me a while ago. And I thought that was super cute. And I did stitch all around. Every page actually is stitched. So this is my very first decorated page. I used a spider web doily, which is actually included in the digital file. I'll show you here. I just used the cut file instead of printing the spider web. I just cut. I used the cut file, and so I used some glitter cardstock, and it came out so nice. So I'm so happy because now I can make a bunch of spider webs. So thank you, Louisa. I absolutely love that cut file. So I put that at the bottom, and then I went ahead and just layered the ephemeras, and I put Halloween there and the lace, and then I did put the doily on the top. I cut it in half and put one on the top and one on the bottom. And the reason I did put the doily is because on the other side you can see the brad, and so I had to cover that up. So it really worked out, and I love that first page. some of the pages here I left blank for now, but I will go back and decorate, especially these two here. And I do have this large doily, which again is the web that I just showed you, except for this one right here is about 4 inches. So I had my Cricut cut that one, and this one is 8 inches, so it is huge. But I love the way that looks. Love the way that just looks inside. And then I also cut in quarters so I can put the spider web in the corners as well. So really love how that looks. And of course I'll decorate this further later on. Here's my second page. I went ahead and started out by putting one of my spider web tool. And I'm not sure, but I think I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And then I just layered some ephemeras on top. And this is kind of my witch page. And then here, I didn't decorate these yet. I have this doily here, which is a Martha Stewart doily. And then here is a really fun page right here. Again, I used a different tool that has the gold spider webs, and I used the back of it. So that way I didn't have to deal with the glitter coming off. And so I did use the other side. And I love the way that looks. It's not too bright also. So as far as the gold. And yeah, I just went to town and layered away and put some lace on the bottom and put this candlestick die cut. And then there's my mom's buttons. That's from her button jar. So I love that I can use my stash. And then I didn't decorate these pages here either. I think I only decorated one more page. Here's the other side of the doily. And again, I did stitch. This one I decorated a little bit, and I just put that skull on the left, as well as the rosette. The tail, I used the ribbon that I have in my stash. So I thought that looked really cute there. And the rest of them I will decorate later on. And here's the last page. I just created a little policy envelope, decorated it, also put some purple tulle. There's the web if you want to print it out. It looks like this. And I didn't cut the white parts, you know, I just kind of left it one solid web, and I had my Cricut cut it. And then this piece right there is part of this doily, is just a strip of it. And then I put another ephemera in the middle. And that's it, you guys. It is so simple to put together. So again, I have a process video in the end if you are interested in watching. And thanks so much, you guys. I will leave the links in the description box as to where you can get this digital download. So after I printed my papers out, I basically printed double-sided, and then I just folded it in half. That is so easy. I didn't want to cut the papers because I didn't want to lose the pretty borders that she had on there. And I thought this was a great way to, again, showcase the papers. So I went ahead and folded every single page. Now this page right here, the tan with stripes and the grid paper, that is from Michael's. I bought it a long time ago, but I wanted to make it double-sided, so I will be stitching the two back to back. And once I have that all folded, I'll go ahead and stitch it. And here it is. I have it stitched all around. And here I've already put my holes, but I'm going to show you. I just use this pokey tool from the Dollar Tree or an awl, whatever you want to use. You could also use your Euro punch. And I also punched at the edges And so there's 3 holes, and then I decided to put one more in between the 2 holes there. So it's a total of 5 holes. And then I went ahead and inked my edges. It's a good idea to go ahead and do this before you put your pages together. And I did use my Distress ink pad from Tim Holtz. And this is the black soot, which I almost always use. So I went ahead and inked up all of the edges. And keep in mind when you do stitch all around the inner pages, make sure you don't stitch all the way to the edge, because you are going to trim. You're going to find that as you keep putting your papers, when you stack them all together, you are going to have to trim some of the edges to the right because they will be sticking out. So just keep that in mind when you're going to stitch. Leave a lot of room from the edge, okay? All right, so here I'm just inking some more of the pages. I did use up all of the patterned paper, as well as these a couple of these papers from Michaels. So I think I want to say I have probably 16 to I didn't even count, but I think I have 18 pages altogether. So again, I am trimming some of the edges here because some of the white is showing, and then I will go ahead and ink that again. So you'll find that you're going to be doing a lot of trimming. It's up to you. You can also distress it before inking it if you like that distressed look. So you just you can either like use your scissors or tear the edges or use a distress tool. But I decided to just ink the edges for now. I'm not sure yet about distressing it. So here I'm just lining everything up, putting the pages where I want them, and also I'm putting this giant doily. I folded it in half and then also put the holes on there so that it would line up with the holes with the rest of the pages. So here I took some regular thread and we're going to go ahead and do the stitching. And here's where I kind of go out of frame. So I'm just going to show you this really quickly. I've sped this up super fast just to show you how I actually stitched the whole book. But since I was out of frame, I'm going to go ahead and share using another piece of paper how I actually did the stitching. But I thought I'd just go ahead and let this play so you can kind of see my process here. And like I said, I just kind of had a hard time staying in frame because I was trying to line up the holes, especially with that large doily. And once you're done stitching, then you're just going to make a square knot. Once I've tied the knot, I'm going to go ahead and go over those holes and ink them up. Okay, so since I was completely out of frame, I'm going to go over this stitching part again using this piece of paper. And we're going to go ahead and create our holes first. So we're going to start with the hole in the middle. And I'm just going to eyeball it here and go ahead and poke through. So that's hole number 1. And then I use my Euro punch here to put holes on the edge. I just go all the way flush in as far as I can go in and line it up with that crease line. So now I have 3 holes, and then I'll go ahead and put another hole in between right there and then right there. So that will give me a total of 5 holes. So that's it as far as the holes. Now we're going to go ahead and find some thread. I wanted the thread to be black to match the notebook or the journal, so I basically just used regular thread and this crochet needle that has a blunt edge, so I'm not poking myself. Alright, so I did just use, like I said, a regular black thread, and I just made sure that I doubled it so that it would be nice and sturdy. And I would make my thread actually a lot longer than this. I did rethread it and I did get a longer piece here, and so go ahead and just put that thread inside your needle. I love using this crochet needle because it has a large eye, and so it's so much easier to put thicker thread through. Okay, so here we're going to go through the middle, and then we're going to flip this over and go through the next hole, and then flip it again, go through the next hole next to it, and then flip it, and we're going to go back to that same hole where we came from. And try not to split the thread, because then sometimes it gets all tangled up. Okay, then we're going to go through, make sure it's nice and taut, and go through that middle hole again. Turn it over, make sure it's nice and taut, and then put it through the next hole, and then the next hole. And keeping in mind, just keep it nice and taut, and then go back to that previous hole, and then that's it. Now all you're going to do is to make sure that it's nice and tight, and then you're going to make a square knot. So left over right, and then right over left, and just hold on to that middle part just to make sure that it's nice and tight. And I just do one more, I think just one more knot just to make it secure. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching my process video. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye!